Here we go!
Still a nation, still a nation. If it's anything else, then you hating. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got six rings. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got six rings. Terrible towel, terrible towel, terrible towel, terrible towel.
Welcome back to Here We Go. We're gonna take a look at this week's games. So we gonna start with Chavez on this one because I definitely don't want to talk about.
You don't want to go
team,
yet?
right?
All right. You know what? I'll go with that there too because I think with my
You got some optimistic
kind of a closing stuff there. We'll go there. We're gonna get this going here. All right.
Mine's gonna be
So
bum.
then,
We'll end on the down note.
yeah, you still got the week coming up.
Yeah, we do. We shall see though.
All right, there we go. That's where you're gonna get a little nice, little more viewable. I can see that there. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started here and talk about by season's end. You're gonna be waving the towel. I'm just gonna say,
I'm not gonna.
at least once. That might be the wager for the December 9th game.
Maybe if the Vikings.
If the Vikings lose, you have to win. But whichever team gets more sacks.
All right, so you're on.
Anywho, all right. Ooh, no, never. Not when you wave the terrible towel. Never, never, never. All right, so we're going to be covering the keys to the Steelers' victory over the Cleveland Doo-Doo Browns. I like that you titled that for me. That's what I prefer them to. I never really did out publicly, but I do now all the time. I noticed that ever since you said it. The Doo-Doo Browns.
Doo-Doo Browns forever.
Doo-Doo Browns! Doo-Doo Browns! Doo-Doo Browns! Doo-Doo Browns!
All right, I'm done.
Anyway, all right. So what we're going to be talking about is how the Steelers got this surprising win with some of the stuff that went down during that game. We had a kicker think he was going trick or treating as a quarterback and get his head knocked off, and then nothing be called on that shit.
That was a bad one. That was crazy.
It was so bad they didn't even go to Gene Skeletor, dude. Skeletor, scratch it. I twittered you, and I'm bad at butchering your name. Gene Stretch it. Well, you know who I'm talking about. The official guy didn't even go to him. He had to go to Twitter to say that was a freaking illegal hit, roughing the passer.
I posted this little tweet this week where I was like, if they had a PFF for officiating, the league average would be like a 31.
I did see that. See that.
Come on.
Ooh, anyway, it was
31 because it was Halloween when I posted it.
and actually to get into that,
Probably be like a 10, but sorry.
that's all right. That's all right. That's actually my key number 3 to the victory is that the team responded to that Boswell hit. Yeah, it's the kicker, but he's a Steeler. And it always seems to happen when it comes to the Bengals or the Browns. When we start getting rough and nasty and they want to get a little dirty back with us, our team just tends to step up just a little bit more, and look what happens.
Good.
So
Rivalries, that's how it's supposed to be.
you know, I question Tomlin on why go for it at that point in the game. Just go for the tie at that, or go for the lead in the halftime.
Daggers. I mean, I've been crying about my coach being more aggressive, so I'm loving it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Show some. Show me
Hey.
something.
and that's what
Remember they
happened.
did on one. It was 4th and 1. They went for it. They got it was like the longest completion of the day. Imagine that. Being aggressive actually paid off for them.
It does. But hey, you guys stepped up. Proud of you. Great win. Key number 2, we'll just hail it up to the Lord. Lord Fryermuse.
No, it's
Hey, no, I'm not. Yeah, definitely. That was one hell of a catch.
after contact.
Woo!
And toe tapped him. Ooh, give me the ball. He was
beautiful.
like this. He was like, oh no, come over here.
Beautiful. It wasn't beautiful. It was beautiful. It's like an onion booty. Make you want to cry. Anywho. Then key number 1, and it's going to be the key to every victory, I think, at this point. Rock to Naj. Rock to Naj.
They didn't overrun him last game.
They didn't do too much, and they're actually and Matt Canada actually acknowledged, last week. He's like,
the lowest scoring game too. I was like,
he's like, we know we're using him a lot. We really do want to rest him, but look at what he's doing. I mean, he is maintaining that flow for the offense.
He has the body to be a workhorse.
Yes, he does.
He's young enough to be able to handle it. They usually can handle it for a year or two, and then something happens.
Right.
But hopefully,
kind of what we were talking about. How you said, Adrian Peterson was the prototype to Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I think Najee has that Peterson body. He's kind of now a Peterson 2.0.
He's a heavy load.
Exactly. He doesn't have that huge body like some of the bigger backs do, but he runs like a big back.
He got some good hands too.
Then he's got some hands. Man, when you're third amongst rookies in receiving. Anyway, great win. I'm proud of y'all.
Good dub. I agree. Good dub.
And you put the Doodoo Browns where they belong, at the bottom of the division.
Yep.
Sorry.
I'm happy for y'all. Good win. It's a good dub. I mean, I got someone to cheer for every once in a while. I'm really a Vikings fan, but we could cheer for the Steelers from time to time when Zimmer's out here on that. Yeah,
we share the Twitter, so I mean, you see everything. You see all the Steelers stuff.
And I
you
do
see
my
all our
best to rep both.
Yeah, exactly. I do. And trust me, I make sure to feed you the content to be like, here's more Steelers.
Yeah, I probably do more Steelers stuff than Viking stuff.
It depends on game time and game day.
But that's how it should be, though.
And news too,
you gotta
yeah.
be active during the time when it makes sense to be active.
Right. But even then, like I said, I send you when I see, wait, this is something I want us to share, and then we share it. Or we tag, or, I tag you in my stuff too. I try to get a little more active on the Twitter. Twitter.
Keep hitting that follow, like.
Subscribe, share.
Let everybody know we appreciate it. We're still growing.
We're still working to work towards that podcast. We're getting some content, a little here and there, mini episodes we might be throwing out there here in a bit. But that's the ultimate goal. So you can start listening to us maybe live, talking some football, maybe even call in and share your opinion. Ask us what we think on fantasy. Maybe. No, you know what? I still don't say take our betting advice. But anyway, we're gonna move along to week 9. With the Monday night game. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, it's going to be a sleeper. But it's all right. It's Monday night. Maybe I'll order a pizza or something.
Already, man. That's going to be one of them.
I don't know what type of game, why they made this a Monday night game. I would have maybe done last week's game as a Monday night game. But we're against the Bears. So I projected the Steelers to win. We'll get to that point in a little bit. But my 3 keys as to the Steelers getting this victory against the Bears, number 1 is, as we pointed out in another episode, the Steelers tend to have a knack on the defensive side of confusing young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I won't even necessarily go rookie quarterbacks, but young quarterbacks. There's even some that have been there for a couple years, have been around, Dalton and all them. They still get a little confused for a while. Our defense is our defense. Come on, y'all. Steeler Nation, you know how it goes. It's our defense. Anywho, moving along. Confuse the hell out of Fields. And he's not going to do what he did against the Niners. He's going to do what he did against, the Bills? When he got his helmet and his head knocked off?
I mean, he took a couple shots last game, too. I mean, he still get hit.
All right, but I'm talking about...
That's what makes it scary, because he's still... I don't know if he's going to
which one you're going to get. Yeah. And, I mean, this one's Monday night. Spotlight's on. You know what I mean? National television. How's he going to react?
Last game, we'll see. He did come out of
Pittsburgh, Heinz Field.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
You know what you're going to see at kickoff. You know what you're going to see when you run out that tunnel. Yeah. Knock down the Viking sign. That's how. Okay. I'm getting a little worked up here. Let me just go ahead and get to the next point. As I said in the key to the victory for the win, I'm going to say the key to victory here. Rock to Naj. Just keep beating that boy. Keep beating him. He's a beast. Rookie of the year.
Calm down.
If we can get an extra line for him. Okay. Key number 1. You gotta find a kicker, a decent kicker, and that's gonna just go right into the key to the loss. Because if we find and sign an ex-Vikings kicker, we're done. Wide right.
Well, actually, ex-Vikings kickers do pretty well once they leave.
What's your dude's name that went from? Here's the funny part. He botched a kick against Seattle, and then went to Seattle. What was his name? It was the one in the playoff game.
I don't remember. There's so many bad ones.
He was like an All-Pro the one year, or Pro Bowler the one year, then just like that playoff season the next.
I forget.
Pooched
There's
it.
so many.
Exactly.
That defines so many of them.
Exactly. So even with that said there, I'm just kidding. I just want to bust your balls on that one. But I mean, if the kicking, I think it's going to be that type of game where kicking could be a deciding factor. And we saw that Tomlin did not even want to go to Mr. Harvin to kick those field goals, even a chip shot.
Punters don't kick field goals. They punt.
He couldn't even kick the kickoff.
Man,
He barely reached the 20 and it went out of bounds.
punters don't
What
kick.
the fuck?
They punt. Punters punt. Kickoff and kicker.
What is the
That's
big
same.
difference of the ball going in a downward motion to being still?
Because a punt is you're trying to get it up. So that's all about flexibility.
I have no problem getting it up. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not what the. Anyway.
Anyway, final score, Steelers 21, Chicago Bears 13. Still goes with the pick that I say for they ain't going to score. What is it, 50 points?
40.
40.
Not scoring 40.
They ain't scoring 40.
I
No.
think you almost went too high on that.
You think so still?
Well, I don't see the. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it that way. I kind of pushed it a little bit, but
We'll see. It depends
Overconfident.
on how Fields does. I'm curious how much the defense gets in his head. Like I said, he looked pretty good last week. They were playing San Fran, so that's usually a pretty solid.
true. I mean,
defense, a well coached.
they got a good defense. Yes, I give them that.
So we'll see. But I still think the under is pretty much a lock. And if it's
It also been a big deal if Khalil Mack plays or not. That's gonna be a big thing on it.
ankle, so he'll probably be out again.
Maybe.
Week, so
And Smith can't do it all by himself.
first game he missed. Maybe he'll be back.
Could try. I don't know.
We'll see.
Wishy-washy. But I got the Steelers winning.
Right on.
Taking second place in the division. Can they still? Wait, they're 4-3. They might. Maybe not. Push for it. We'll go for it. Let's go Steelers. Division's wide open.
Yeah, I'm definitely not so optimistic on my side.
We'll see how that goes anyway. But anyway, that's our take on the Steelers game. We're going to go ahead and just skip along, and you'll see the next episode where we cover the Vikings.
Right on. Thanks for checking us out, Steeler Nations. Here we go. Here we go.
I'll take it.
Word.
Every state and town, Steeler Nation can be found. Love a black and gold, gonna win that Super Bowl. When they
Special to be like,
take the block, when they take the ball, Steeler Nation win the town. There's one thing I know, they got Bruce Arians and logo, and when Miller scores, Steeler fans will start to roar. When they
In the city of the black, the gold, you dealing with the gray, the bold. Don't forget about the D, the O. We doing this at home, on the road. From the coin toss to the kickoff, it's only one thing on my mind, and that's to get the other team a big loss. This game is for the hard, baby, not for the soft. If you weak, then I'ma run it to your side with a toss.